That's more what I was looking for. So guys, just introduce yourselves and then we'll open up the floor.
Hello, my name is Mike. I sing in 10th Avenue North.
I'm Jody, and I'm in Love in the Outcome.
I'm Chris, and I'm in Love in the Outcome.
And I'm Colton, and I am not in Love in the Outcome.
So we got Colton Dixon, future member of Love in the Outcome.
Be fun.
Yeah. The only thing is you'll have to call it Colton and Love in the Outcome. I know how he operates, so I think just kidding.
Yeah, I don't want to be the third wheel.
He does not want to do that. It's just awkward. It's like following someone too close. You know what I mean? It's like someone's walking and you're following them too close. That's what it's about. Like. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Because if they stop abruptly, you bump. We're gonna open the floor to you. You can ask questions about ministry, songwriting. You know, what it's like to know Mike. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of people want to know that. Any of these questions you have, we want to answer them if we can. So you raise your hand and I'll call on you. You tell me your question, who it's for, and then I'll repeat it so everyone can play along. All right, you ready? Are you ready? You thinking of a good question? Go. The floor is open. If you have a question for one of our artists, or if you just want to do a fist pump, either. Oh, that's a question. Okay, all right, okay. Here's your question for Colton Dixon of Love in the Outcome. For Colton Dixon of Love in the Outcome. And what's your question? He said, how far into the whole American Idol process did you know you were going to take this route?
Long before. I have loved Christian music for a long time. Led worship before I was on Idol, and this is definitely what I wanted to do. Definitely had a moment where pretty heavy in prayer and talked with the Lord. Kind of asking the questions, you know, since you opened this secular platform, does that mean you want me to do secular music as well? And kind of going back and forth with that, but it was pretty obvious once I started writing that this is where I needed to be. So, yeah, man. Thanks to whoever started the slow clap. That's awesome.
That's nice. It's like they're more golf and tennis fans.
That was
here,
a gratuitous clap, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as, yeah. I thought they'd be pretty excited because Dayton beat Ohio State. Because I'm excited when anyone beats Ohio State. All right. Sorry. And also, you'll be happy to know that Tennessee won also, so you're going to be really excited about that. You know what? A lot of these artists live in Tennessee, so you might want to rethink your attitude toward Tennessee basketball. All right, okay, all right. I'm still going to take your questions because I don't care how you treat me. I love you. Okay, I want to tell you. How are you?
Doing great.
What's your question for?
Colton.
Colton Dixon, what's your question?
How many new songs have you written since the start of the tour?
How many new songs have you written since you started Winterjame?
That's calculations.
That's math. You thought you were past that.
I don't know, 10 maybe?
They're behind you.
There's a lot of time spent on the road. This is taking a good chunk of time, so I'm lucky to get one song a weekend, but I'd say around 10.
That's awesome.
Good to see you, by the way.
I've got you. I forgot to tell them not to feed the animals. These are highly trained. These are highly trained artists, so you know they're on a special diet, and so that consists of popcorn, cotton candy, nachos, pizza, and chicken fingers. You know what? Based on the size of a chicken finger, if I were a chicken, I'd want rid of that thing too, because those things are ginormous. Have you seen a chicken? It's like, okay, hey, these people they have two questions for everyone. What was your question? How did you ask it? Okay, how did you get started doing music? Not necessarily Christian music. How did you get started doing music, and what are one or two of your biggest influences, musical influences?
I can answer both at once.
Just do it.
Because my dad was a Beatlemaniac, so I learned to play Beatles songs. And then I discovered Stryper. So I wanted to grow my hair long and wear leather, so, you know.
So Love in the Outcome is kind of like the Beatles meets Stryper, would you say? It's a lot of people. I've heard that. I've seen it written a lot. I saw that.
Amy Grant were in Stryper, that's what Love in the
That's what
Outcome
Love in the Outcome would be. That's fantastic.
Wow. Okay, that was such a good answer. I always liked Amy Grant and Sheryl Crow. I mean, there we go. And I mean, I don't know, I've been singing for a long time. I don't know who I'm talking to over here. Hey, hi guys, hey. I don't know, I always wanted to sing. I would sing for anyone who would listen to my song. I was that annoying kid. So, and I'm still, I guess, that annoying kid. Not much has changed. I'm just doing what I feel like I've always wanted to do.
I got one. Mike here, everybody. Started playing music when I broke my back in high school. I got thrown out of a car and broke my back and had to lay there for months and had nothing to do. And so I was like, hey, can I get a guitar? I'm bored out of my mind. And that's how I started playing guitar. And then I got to college, and my influence for singing was trying to get girls to like me. So I was like, girls like guys who sing and play guitar. And then I met this group of kids in my college who actually just really liked Jesus. You know how there's always kids in high school and stuff, it's like, I love Jesus, but they don't really seem to even want to spend any time with him. And I met these kids in college who actually just liked being with God. And that really shifted why I played music. And ever since then, I'm just trying to been getting back to that, just singing songs to experience him. So. Musical influences. My first favorite band, or my first favorite song was Marvin Gaye's I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine? I think it might have had to do with the California Raisins came out at the same time when I was a kid.
Yes.
But I grew up on Motown, and that's their big influence, all the Motown guys.
California Raisins, that's amazing.
Yeah, you used to be able to get the whole set of California Raisins in your Happy Meal, which was big. That was huge. I was checking.
I had them all.
It was
I'm
Hardee's
just saying.
that did it? Okay, there you go, Hardee's. All right.
It's amazing. Okay, how I got started. I'd been taking piano lessons since I was 8 years old. Was at a piano recital when I was 13. I sang for the first time this little song called "I Can Only Imagine" by Mercy Me. Yeah. And yeah, discovered I had a voice. Sing it. And yeah, that really started my musical journey. And as far as influences, like I said, I've grown up with Christian music. So I'm going to lump that into one influence, and I would say another musical influence in the mainstream market is a band called 30 Seconds to Mars. I'm a big fan of them. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, keep that microphone.
Okay.
And tell us, this is for everyone, what are some things you do to stay focused spiritually? What are some things you do?
Minus the church answers, read your Bible. Well, I mean, that's the most important thing you can do.
What do you do?
I read the Bible every day, or try to every day. Man, it's the most important thing you can do is to stay connected with the Lord. Those are His words to us. So spending that time and that quiet time with Him is the most important thing that I can think of on the road.
It's good. I went snowmobiling with Jody's dad once, and I realized that I was so focused. It was like, this is how I need to be when I do my Bible study, because it was like one wrong turn and I was in a tree. So now when I go running or if I work out, it's a good time to get zoned in.
That was so Canadian, I love it. I don't know if anyone knows what snowmobiling is, but I do. Indiana, there's snow, that's true. I love it. That's so good. I've never heard you say that before. I try and just sit with the Lord for at least 20 minutes when I wake up, because I'm unable to offer anything else except myself, and until I have a coffee, I have nothing to say either. So I usually just, it's true. So I just sit there and ask God. There's actually a psalm I read this morning, Psalm 90 something. Read the whole thing and then you'll know. But it says, it's a prayer, God, satisfy me each morning with your love so I can sing about you all my life. And that's me. It's like if I'm not satisfied first thing with God, if that's not the source that everything's coming from, then there's no point in getting out of the bus. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would jump on what she said. She said she sits with God. usually we talk about spending time with God, and I hate that word spend because it implies a consumeristic exchange. Like, we're kind of I don't know if you realize this, we're very obsessed with like producing things and like, let me do all this stuff for you, God. When Jesus, he had 2 sisters, right? And Martha was doing a lot of stuff for God. She was very active in church. She was doing all this stuff. And Jesus says, Martha, you're busying yourself with all this stuff, but Mary chose what's necessary, which is wasting time at his feet. So like, one of the things that's been really helpful for me, it gets me out of this, like, I need to achieve something in my quiet time today. I stopped using the word spending time with God and just start saying, I'm gonna go waste time with Jesus. Because that's kind of how it feels if we're honest. Like, shouldn't I be doing something right now? And then so we're like, oh, I need to read a lot of the Bible. And I actually committed to actually reading less of the Bible. Because I realized I was trying to read the Bible to finish instead of reading the Bible to change. So I may only get to the 2nd verse that I was going to read, but if I realize I'm not living that out, I stop and I'm like, God, help me live this. Because I would rather actually live the pieces of the Bible I know than knowing lots of the Bible and not living any of it. Does that make sense?